I am here as a private woodland owner to testify in support of the forestry mill tax. The forestry mill tax was created as a result of a referendum in the state of Wisconsin in 1924. Consequently, that is now part of the Wisconsin Constitution, and as I understand it, that is the only provision to actually tax the people of the state. Now, the forestry mill tax was a creation of the people as a result of the cutover area in the 1920s. Following heavy logging, an attempt to create farmlands in northern Wisconsin, uncontrolled fire, it became very obvious that the lands in northern Wisconsin were better suited to forest production than they were to agriculture. Consequently, when that became obvious to everyone, the need to come up with a method of restoring, protecting, improving the forests of the state resulted in the creation of the mill tax and subsequently the forest tax laws. Now, that started with the forest crop law, I think in 1929, and that has subsequently changed over time, and today we have the managed forest law, which people are participating in. But what is critical to that, the purpose of the law is to provide sustainable forestry practices on private lands. This also occurs on state forest land, county forest land, but 60% of Wisconsin's forest land is in the small private non-industrial ownership, the small private landowner. The forest tax law makes it available, technical forestry services available to small private woodland owners to manage their forest land sustainably. Now, the concern is the forestry mill tax, which was created by this constitutional amendment, this is what funds the Wisconsin Department of DNR, Department of Natural Resources, Division of Forestry. Originally, that funding source allowed the DNR forestry organization to work with private landowners, which covered a whole variety of services: timber sales, management plans, tree planting, fire protection, insects and disease control. What's happening now in the governor's budget, he's proposing to eliminate the mill tax, which is 2/10 of a mill for every $1,000 of valuation on property. It could be land or like houses. That was the money that funded the Division of Forestry. He's proposing removing that mill tax and placing it under general purpose revenues. Well, the problem with that is going to be forestry, even though it's important for the people of the state, it's the second largest contributor to the economy, the forest industry. If those funds are transferred to general purpose revenue, the likelihood is when forestry has to compete with healthcare, education, all sorts of social services and other programs, forestry is not going to prevail. The mill tax dedicated funds for forest management, and if that shifts to general purpose revenue, the likelihood is that forestry and sustainable forestry practices will begin to decline or erode across the state. If that happens, in my opinion, as a private landowner, I can see the quality of forest management, the quality of forest, the forest itself, the productivity of the forest will decline over time. And in the long run, I think this hurts industry, it hurts people dependent on industry, and it's going to hurt the economy of the state.